The story of India is not just the story of a country, but the story of a civilization. This story is thousands of years old, from a time when the foundations of the modern world had not even been laid. About 5,000 years ago, a great civilization was born in the Indian subcontinent, the Indus Valley Civilization. This civilization was one of the most ancient urban civilizations in human history. The remains of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro tell us that in those times, planned cities were built here. Wide streets, houses made of solid bricks, large granaries to store grains, and above all, an amazing drainage system. All this shows how organized and developed society was at that time. The people of the Indus Valley led a life based on agriculture. Wheat, barley, and cotton were cultivated. Not only this, the art of making cloth from cotton also originated here and spread to the world. They were traders, and their trade spread to Mesopotamia through sea and land routes. The pictures and script on their seals remain a mystery to this day. Perhaps the untold stories of this great civilization are hidden in that script, which the world has not yet understood. Time passed, and slowly the decline of the Indus Valley civilization began. Historians believe that flood, drought, or foreign invasion, one of these must have been the reason. But even after the decline of this civilization, the soul of India did not fade. It emerged in a new form. This was the Vedic period. In this era, the Aryans came here and started settling in the fertile valleys of the Ganga-Yamuna in northern India. This was the time when grand texts like Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda were composed. The Vedas were not just religious scriptures, they also gave a glimpse into the society, politics, and economy of that time. The Vedic society was based on agriculture and animal husbandry. The structure of society gradually changed from family to clan and then to states. The king was considered the protector of the people, and early democratic institutions like the Sabha and committee existed. It was this period when the Sanskrit language emerged, which laid the foundation of Indian culture and philosophy. During the Vedic age, many religious and philosophical ideas emerged in India. The concepts of karma, dharma, and moksha began to take shape in this era. These ideas later became the foundation of Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. This was India's uniqueness. Every thought was given space, every belief was heard. Time passed and the rise of Mahajanpadas happened. Small states combined and turned into large kingdoms. This era was a new chapter of political organizations in Indian history. This was the time when Siddhartha of Kapilavastu was born, who later became Buddha and gave the world the message of peace and compassion. The greatest achievement of ancient India was that life here was not limited to material progress only. Science and mathematics developed here. The discovery of zero and the decimal system originated here. Ayurveda and yoga explained the balance of body and mind, and along with it, spirituality gave life a deeper meaning. Ancient India was not just the story of kings and wars, it was the story of a civilization that gave the world knowledge, philosophy, and a new way of living. After the Vedic age, Indian society began to become more organized. Villages and towns started to grow. The concept of four varnas emerged in society: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Although in its early days this system was flexible, gradually it became rigid. This division continued to affect the social structure, and this very system became the identity of Indian social life for centuries to come. During the time of Mahajanpadas, India had become very politically active. About 16 major Mahajanpadas existed. Magadha, Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti, Malla, Kuru, and Panchala were among the main ones. In some of these states, there was monarchy, while in others there was a republican system. The Lichavi Republic of Vaishali is a great example of this. It shows that the tradition of democracy in India began much earlier than in the West. During that era, a prince who had grown up in luxury and opulence suddenly confronted the harsh reality of life. When Siddhartha of Kapilavastu stepped out of the palace and saw old age, sickness and death, a question arose in his mind. What is the true meaning of life? This question led him to renounce household life. After years of austerity and meditation, he attained enlightenment and was called Buddha. His teachings became not only a message of peace and compassion for India, but for the entire world. In the same period, Jainism arose. Lord Mahavir taught to live a life based on non-violence and truth. He said that the soul is immortal and the attainment of moksha or liberation is possible only through the path of non-violence, non-possessiveness and truth. Both Buddhism and Jainism enriched Indian culture and gave society a new direction. Ancient India was not just a land of religion and philosophy, but also had an immense treasure of education and knowledge. Universities like Takshashila and Nalanda were famous all over the world. Thousands of students used to come here from far and wide to study. Mathematics, astronomy, medicine, philosophy and politics. In every subject, deep study was done here. Scholars like Chanakya made invaluable contributions to politics and economics. His Arthashastra is still considered a great treatise on governance and diplomacy. Indian mathematicians gave the world priceless gifts. The zero and the decimal system revolutionized the world of calculation. Astronomer Aryabhatta explained the motion of planets and constellations. Ayurvedic scholars Charak and Sushrut made amazing contributions to medical science. Sushrut is even called the father of surgery. All this was happening at a time when in many parts of the world the dawn of knowledge had not yet occurred. Indian society was diverse, but its spirit was one. This was a land where many ideologies flourished together. Where the chants of the Vedas echoed, the Buddhist monks gave the message of compassion. Where Jain monks did penance, at the same time farmers were plowing their fields. All this together was shaping India's cultural identity. Art and architecture were also the pride of ancient India. The stupas of Bharhut and Sanchi are wonderful examples of Buddhist art. The caves of Ajanta and Ellora still enthrall the world with their murals and sculptures. These were not just statues carved out of stone. They were living tales depicting religion, society and life. The philosophy of life in ancient India was unique. Here, spiritual progress was given importance along with material happiness. The tradition of yoga and meditation was the result of this very thinking. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra became a guide to the balance of soul and body. Today, when the whole world embraces yoga, it is the acceptance of that ancient Indian tradition. But like every civilization, India too was not just a land of peace and knowledge. Here there were conflicts as well, and wars for power were fought. Kings expanded their empires and defeated rivals. But what was special was that even amid wars and conflicts, India's cultural stream continued to flow. The thoughts, traditions and philosophy here never stopped. This was the uniqueness of ancient India, the ability to accept change and to assimilate every new idea. It was this flexibility and tolerance that kept India alive for millennia. This is why when we look at ancient India, it does not seem like just history. It seems like the foundation of our identity today. In this way, from the urban civilization of the Indus Valley to the Vedas of the Vedic age, from the political organizations of the Mahajanpadas to the philosophies of Buddha and Mahavir, ancient India gave to the world all that is still priceless today. In every field, knowledge, religion, science and art, India showed direction to humanity. And this was the era of ancient India, an era that gave the world the foundation of civilization, culture and philosophy. In the times to come, empires arose on this land that made India even greater. Now our journey continues from the Mahajanpadas to the Mauryan Empire.